Okay, I'm going to take you back to a time before Gaucho's was here, before Union Center was here, before WHS was here, before Nathan Graff lived down the road from me, and before stoplights were even invented. So if you were to start where the stoplight should have been and gone straight through here in your horse and buggy down 600 West, you would have soon enough ended up at my great-grandma Grace's house, which is a log cabin that she built. And then the baby in this picture is my great-grandma Morris. And then she is this one in this picture. She ended up moving down to this house right here. That was a chicken coop, but they decided to transform it into the place that I knew and loved and knew as my great-grandma's house. And then this woman is my Grandma Ruth, who ended up having my mom, who is this one in this picture. And then my mom had me. And if you still don't know who I am, that's me. So, if you were wondering where I lived, I now live right here. My mom decided to move out here so we could be closer to my grandma, and they built this huge house with huge windows, and instead of making their house from a chicken coop or anything like that, we got our house built from stuff from Von Tobel. As you can see, times have changed. So we have these huge windows too. So this is my house. And then we also decided to not only have us live out here, my Aunt Diane and Uncle Mike decided to move right here. And as if that wasn't enough, they decided to have my Aunt Jennifer and Uncle Brian and a future WHS student, Ty, my cousin, live right next door to us too. And then, so speaking of going to WHS, not only, obviously I do, but this woman, my great-great-grandma Grace, went to WHS and graduated from WHS. So did my great-grandma Morris, and then my Grandma Ruth, and then now I will. And soon enough, my little cousin Ty, which I don't have a picture of handy, will graduate then too. So I am a 4th generation graduate from Wheeler High School. So, if you were wondering about present day family that lives around us, my great-grandma Grace's house was torn down after a while, and now stands a very large, big red house that some of you have passed, I'm sure, which is a bed and breakfast. And there's tons of windows. And then if you go down the road a little bit more after my house, our old computers teacher, now our librarian, is Mrs. Horan, who I'm related to, who lives next to me. And in between their houses is a graveyard, which is across from Pheasant Hills. Where my great-grandma Grace and my grandma Morris and my Grandma Ruth are buried. And then, if you want to go off of 600 West and turn on 100 North, you will find our old history teacher's house, who I'm also related to, Joe Betts, where his family owns a farm right here. And then back here would be Mark Betts, which none of you know, but I do because obviously I'm related to him. And he lives right here. So as you can tell, my family roots run deep on the old road of 600 West, and also my family has been going to WHS forever. And speaking of school, me and my sister both got off of the bus and got on and walked up our gravel driveway, or my great-grandma's gravel driveway, after school, just like my great-grandma used to walk up my great-great-grandma's driveway. And the women in my family took a lot of care of each and every one of us. And that's why I guess we all moved so close.